Hello everyone and welcome for another video of Love and Wargames. In this video, we are going to take a look mostly at the City-States companion cavalry that Parabellum sent me, as well as the Ipparchos character for the City-States that goes with them mostly. And this is what we're going to talk about most, but I also want to show off these Wave 5 cards that they sent me as well. So all the factions currently in play are available. Of course, I put the Dweghoms on the top. And I know that some people are like on the Discords and the Facebooks, like, what do you actually get inside? What are the new stuff? So I will actually start with this. Do look in the timestamps if you want to go directly to the companion cavalry, because what we're going to do is we are going to take a look at every support pack, so you see, if you want, you can pause at the right moment and see what interests you, and otherwise you can already skip at the companion cavalry if either you don't plan of buying them or if you're not very interested in seeing the detail. As always, if you like this kind of video, remember to give us a thumbs up, it really helps us. And as always, give us a comment if you want some more and more Conquest battles. We start to have a few armies now, and so we should put more and more Conquest battle reports on the channel. And as always, if you're not a subscriber yet, do subscribe so you can see everything we do about Conquest and about other games as well. Alright, without further ado, let's have a look at these army support packs. Of course, we're going to start with the Dweghoms because it's those that I know and I can see right away which ones are new or not of the cards. We can see a lot of cards that do seem to be exactly the same as those we could find already. So all the characters, all of them exactly the same. So I think we don't really need to check every single one of them, but the hero cards, the unit cards are all precisely the same. So probably it's going to be exactly the same for all the factions. We also have the new scenarios. Okay, the scenarios are new, so you do get those, all new scenarios. Always very happy to see them. All right. You have the new secondary objectives, and I think they're exactly the same. Yeah, this secondary objective, we had it already. We are stone, yes. Not worth charging. Fate of our enemies. Okay, so secondary objectives are the same, but we have new scenarios. We have then the spell cards. You can, as always, have a little card QR code here to check what they do, and then you can just put them when you have a boost on the table. You can just put it next to your regiment. It's much better than putting a token. You can really put the real unit. Oh, but yeah, my cat is approving this method of putting the spells next to the regiment. Okay, so you do have all of those. Oh, nice. This one for Rizal, I think. Some of the artwork might be new, actually. So lots of spells. Fear, right. Okay, this I don't know. I don't think that we had it before. It's a card that boosts, it's one of the artifacts you can have, fueled by the furnace. It can boost, like it's a mastery or something, an upgrade you can put on your character. So you can now have cards to say who has which boost. Oh, this is for First Blood, so okay, you do have a lot of stuff, okay. Then you get more scenarios. Oh, I think those are First Blood scenarios. Okay, so new scenarios indeed. And that is it. A couple more cards indeed for the spells that are new. The new scenarios, of course. And then you get the cards, like you get more cards in case you needed some. You get one card of each. I'm not sure it's extremely, like if you already have everything, I wouldn't recommend buying those. I'm not sure it's extremely good. Of course, it's always nice to have more cards for you, but there is nothing exclusive. More spells is always good, but if you don't have any support pack, for sure get the latest one because you will have more stuff inside. But if you already have Wave 4, for example, I am really not sure you need it at all. Well, we did promise to look at all of them, so I will scroll over them fast for each faction. Now we are at the Old Dominion. So, oh my god, look at this. Okay, the Old Dominion has very cool art style. Different colors of the background as well. Okay, little spoiler, but there is a chance that on the channel we start fully converted Dominion, like Old Dominion army, using a lot of stuff from around, from the city-states, from the Dweghoms even, and they're gonna be like the opposite of the old Dominion, and they are going to be like fully converted with a very specific theme. It's basically the opposite of death. They're going to be probably an army of balance, so they don't have resolve. They're going to be like the theme of like angelic forces in this sense, like animated armor and everything. And yeah, we have the plans. They are coming in the upcoming months, and these cards are just perfect for someone that likes, oh my god, just what the hell is going on with this card? Ooh. And yeah, these cards are really good when you want indeed to make a proxy army, like a converted army, because I will barely have any real Old Dominion miniatures. I will probably get the Caryatids and the Bucephaloi themselves, because those I love, but I have proxy ideas for all the others. And this is really convenient because it allows you to have all the cards that you need without having to buy the starter or anything, or to actually have to buy the miniatures themselves. So very good. It does encourage creativity indeed. We are now for the city-states. I have to say, like, they are very, very cool. But this, you can see, this is the style we're gonna have for the angelic army. We're gonna have, so not really humans, but they're gonna have like blue flames inside. And well, they do have extremely great art style for all the cards. I'm afraid we're gonna say this for all of them, but the steampunk, like arcane punk style of the city-states, like really, really speaks to me. Look at this card. Look at this card. So I'm scrolling over them quickly so you can see if there is anything new or not. I don't think so. Damn. I don't think so, but if you are interested, here it is where you have. Okay, this is the old Mechanist card I know because I bought one for a conversion. And the Ipparchos, the guy we're gonna talk about now. And maybe we will see as well the card for the companions, hopefully. I missed them. Okay. So, Invasion, this is just a raid. That is a very fun secondary objective name. And all the scenarios I can skip them because for sure they're the same for everyone. City-states are such a cool presence on the table. Really love their art direction, and expect to see the city-states as really the base for this converted Old Dominion army. 100 Kingdoms, an army that I've learned to respect in the tournament that I made a couple of weeks ago. Didn't make any video battle report because I wanted to really make a deep dive on the game. And oh, damn, that's a cool artwork. Look at this. Order of the Sealed Temple. Who doesn't want to play 100 Kingdoms after this? But you gotta choose, right? Yeah, those guys just were brutally, punishingly efficient. Like the Order of the Ashen Down. They do have a very cool style. Like they used to be interesting, but not so crazy for me, the 100 Kingdoms. And this guy is going to be used for a conversion. And yeah, the 100 Kingdoms, I was not a huge fan. Like I do like heavily armored militias and longbowmen and everything. They also have, yeah, those guys are amazing. They looked very good, but I was like, yeah, I don't really want to play a horde army. No matter how cool these look, because come on, look at this. Just because I don't have the space at home. And now they're making more and more of those order people. And I'm really thinking that this will allow newer players, okay, this is all the scenarios, all newer players to jump in more easily. There is the amazing one-player starter set for the 100 Kingdoms that has been released. And it allows you to have a 1,000 points army with something like less than 20 miniatures. Well, all of them are heroes, of course, but it's much better. Oh my, look at this, Divine Sanction. All the artworks are so good each time. Maybe I should play 100 Kingdoms when I see that. And yeah, if you do want to start the 100 Kingdoms, it's really the faction with which you can just go with whichever you want and just play the army as customized as you want it to be. We continue with the wood runes, which are a little bit in a mess in terms of packaging. Okay, some of them are front. Okay, now it's good. The wood runes that have learned to fear a lot. They used to be a very weak army. Okay, yeah, let's say very difficult to play army. And either my opponents that play wood runes got much better, but it's not only this. They got some new, much needed boosts, which is good. And they also got some much needed units that allow them to get choices, options to hold the center. Of course, the little song tokens. 1, 2, 3 for each, because you cannot go above 3, so there is no need to have more than 3. Woodrune War Engine, that's an interesting name for a regiment. For the, that's not a regiment, it's a secondary objective. So there we go with the Nords, and lots of secondary objectives. I don't understand how they organize that. It's not a raid, it's an invasion. So this secondary objective is the answer to the city-state where they say it's not an invasion, it's a raid. Okay, makes me kind of like want to play with secondary objectives now, because just so you can answer to each other like this. Feast of Crows. Maybe we should play more with secondary objectives. During the tournament, people said to me, like people that play a lot Conquest, a lot more than me, like a few times a week, they say we never play with secondary objectives. And I'm thinking like on the channel, maybe we should start to play indeed with secondary objectives. Okay, Sea Jotnars, Valkyries, Volvas, all of those are old units, and I'm pretty sure, oh, that's how they look in the fluff. Let's carry. And yeah, they look like the old style. Yeah, all of those are old units. Shaman, Raiders are very old. Mountain Jotnar, this I don't know if it's if they change the cards with the new version of it, the resin version. Who knows? If you watch the video and you play Nords, you know already. Some very scary ball chosen, amazing units. Then the scenarios, we know them. And yeah, up to you, Nord players, to tell me if there is anything new in this build. I love this style. Hey, I don't know what is the name of the guy that makes these artworks, but God, they remind me of this card game called Muse. We have it in France, and it's really this style of artwork. And if you don't know this game, Muse, I highly recommend have a look. It's oh, more units. Warlords, Berserk, Vargirlord, of course, the Jarl. Oh, the Jarl woman, yeah, that's right. There is a new version, and there is a new Mountain Jotnar. So those indeed are the latest cards, and they kind of like added them at the end. There you got it. And yeah, if you don't know Muse, it's a card game, very good for the whole family, and it's very fun and amazing artworks. Highly, highly recommended. If you are watching every single little card unboxing, thank you. I'm hoping it's interesting for you as well. Since Parabellum sent me all the waves, I really want to kind of like do my part of the deal and show you every single one of them. Because if I were a player, I don't know, for now, if we're gonna have a look at the last one, the Spires, and I'm like, do I buy it or not? At least here you can pause on the moment you want and see if there is a new spell, or that's interesting. If there is a new spell, or if you want this or not. Oh my God, even the artwork are creepy. Oh my God, no. That's a big no. That's a small no. What the fuck? I would be uncomfortable just looking at the cards of my opponent. Oh my God, no. The hell? What the? Okay, I guess the artworks are working good because I am disgusted just looking at them. All the new scenarios, we know them. And yeah, Siegebreaker Behemoth, this amazing miniature. I hope you will see it soon on the table. It's being painted as we say. The old Abomination, or is it the new one? I remember it, no, this is a new Abomination because the old one was really ugly. It looked like an insect. This one has a face, so it must be the new one. Some Onslaught drones, Bound clones, and they do look good, those guys. The avatars, which are amazing, the Strix. Oh, they do have good armor, I like it. Those Incarnate Sentinels, I told you during the one-player starter sets for review that they were not avatars. Indeed, I checked after on the lore, and yeah, they're basically kind of like pieces of muscles and brain tissues, just sewn together like Frankenstein-like to make a monster that is extremely efficient. Lineage Highborn, the Vanguard clones, those infiltrators, they used to be very powerful. Marksman clone as well. This is the most sad weak unit in the game, but it can, with some combo, be so powerful. Brood drones, I really like this style of the brood drones. I know some people don't like them, I love them. What the hell? Mimetic Assassin, that's not how I imagined it, okay. The avatar itself, of course, themselves. And they serve their purpose. This objective is complete when one of your regiment is destroyed as a result of the decay special rule. What the hell is that objective? Hey, you know what, guys? We will win the battle if our guys died serving their purpose. Okay, good plan, boss. Let's go. Bread for battle. Oh, this is the same name as we had for the Woodrunes. They have the same thing, but I think it was for the war breads, and this is for the fermenters. Okay, we have now covered every single wave of the support packs, like every single wave 5 support packs. I hope it was useful for you. And all right, now that we've seen all the waves, let's have a look at the unboxing of the miniatures. If you've been staying with us all this time, thank you. And otherwise, welcome back if you've used the timestamp. We'll start with the companions themselves and then with the Ipparchos that is supposed to go with them. All right, so what do we get? First of all, the card. Yeah, I did not see the card in the pack. We did see the card for the Ipparchos, but not for the companions. Weird. 3 stands, of course, with Cavalry stand. We're not surprised. And you get, for them, 2 sprues, like 1 sprue and a half. So we are going to zoom a little bit to take a better look. First of all, very good detail on the horses. Love this armor on these guys. I think this is gonna go great with contrast, but I really like, I don't know if you can see, but there is the texture there. Looks really good. You do have long spears. I know some people don't like infantry with swords. I personally prefer it, but this is not such a good impact cavalry. We'll talk about how to play them in a little bit. Yeah, they're a very good default cavalry. They do look quite ancient, which is the point. They will really be very different even from like mounted squires of the 100 Kingdoms, which are the equivalent, I would say, like light cavalry. They do look more elite. And yeah, this is probably the commander itself, like the sergeant. You do have 2 helmets. Yeah, good looking helmets. Let's have a quick look at the building instructions, in case you're wondering, is there some building options? You do seem to have some choices. No, it's not even a choice. You can put this behind the helmet, and no, it's not a can, it's a should. You have to put it. So no building options, no choice at all. Anywhere. You put stuff where they're supposed to, and that's it. It does mean that it's going to be easy to build, easy-ish, but it does mean as well that if you build, for example, 3 regiments of the companion cavalry, I say specifically 3 for a reason we'll see in a minute, they might look similar to each other, though they do have generic pose, so those, you're gonna have a lot of them, it's fine. And this guy, okay, sure. It's a mass regiments game, so we cannot expect too much variability, but yeah, if you have 9 of those guys, it's still gonna look good. They have generic enough poses that it's not gonna be a problem at all. So overall, no big surprise. They look good, but especially we will do in this video a little talk about how to play them. And now let's open the Ipparchos. Oh, I see from the style, is it? No, it's just 2 sides. You don't have a choice either. It just, the picture is taken from 2 different angles. And okay, here is the Ipparchos, like at least a piece of it. Yeah, that's the guy itself. I will put everything on the table and then we'll take a look. Okay, here is what you get. A box for the horse, 1 for the very long spear, and all of this for the little human that is there. Let's start with the horse. And the body itself is cast resin. Looks really good. I especially like this little symbol in the front. Okay. The muscle are well defined. I will zoom a little bit. The little tail is going here. And the head, also really good looking, is right here. Good looking horse. I'm not at all a cavalry guy, but damn, that's a fine horse. I guess in your lore you have to call it Bucephalus, because it does look like the horse of Alexander the Great. It is also a pose of Napoleon, I would say. This for me is a Napoleon pose, or Alexander, I guess. I guess the first inspired the second. You also have, for the human part is in many pieces. You have this very cool torso, okay. you have this first part of the leg, I guess. You have another leg. There's a little bit of flesh, so you will need to clean it a little bit. This is the arm that holds the handle of the horse. So not so easy to build. Like, there are many moving pieces, unlike the horse. And this, if I can focus on it, and this is the cape. The one thing that I really enjoy is this little helmet. I think looks amazing. Yes, it is. I don't know if you can see, but there is some highly detailed. Yeah, I have to put it like this so you can see. There is a little texture on the side. It's so small, but if you paint this, it's gonna look amazing. So you will spend a little bit of time painting that, but damn, it's gonna be worth it in the end. That's it for the unboxing, but don't leave yet, because we are now going to talk about how to play the Ipparchos and the companion cavalry, like how to actually use them on the table, how you should build your lists around them, because there is a little restriction that is quite fun. And yeah, let's talk about their datasheets.
And to talk about the datasheets of both the Ipparchos and the companion cavalry, we are of course going to take a look at the army builder of Parabellum, the amazing free army builder that is always as good as always. Let's first see that the Ipparchos is the second most expensive commander of the city-states, but it is quite good for what you get, for a couple of reasons. First of all, it is quite fast and it will go into the companion cavalry, and I'm gonna open it right here. And it does have a ton of attacks. 5 wounds is good as well. And yeah, it's just a good blender. Clash 3, meaning you'll be a Clash 4 when you charge or you inspire. So it's going to be 6 attack at Clash 4, Cleave 1. I mean, this guy is good. You can give him some combat masteries, probably. It's what you might want for this guy, because he is efficient. And if you, for example, make Disorienting Strike, which gives you give your enemy -1 to their clash when they fight you, it makes for a guy that might be very much comfortable going out in the world with his little unit of companion cavalry and make some duels against mages left and right, because it has really a good chance of killing them. Clash 4, 6 attacks, Cleave 1, so you can really go and kill some mages or priests or whatever. And it's with -1 to the enemy clash, it should survive. It has defense 3 with a shield, so it's going to be defense 4. If your opponent barely touches you because you're going to give him -1 clash, it makes for a very good priest hunter. At least that's how I see the character. The thing that is also very important to put is that its warband is very interesting. It has some hoplites like everywhere, okay, some thoracites as well. This starts to be interesting, but you cannot join either of them, and there are better places if you want some thoracites or some hoplites. Even though thoracites might be good, you might want to put a little pack of them. But especially, you have the companion cavalry as mainstay. And I told you just before that you might want 3 packs of companion cavalry at best, because for one Ipparchos, there is this rule, Finest Cavalry, that says that you cannot contain more than 3 regiments of companion cavalry. So you cannot have 4 times the mainstay of companion cavalry. You can have up to 3, and if you really want to fill them up, you can have the Sacred Band, which I will not talk about too much, but they're basically priest, like let's say paladin hoplites, which sounds amazing, I know. We'll wait to see how they look once they are released. But keep in mind that the Ipparchos is pretty much purpose-made to join the Sacred Band. Purpose-made to join the companion cavalry. Do note that the Polemarch can get the Sacred Band, and that is it. So if you really do want a Sacred Band, well, either you get a Polemarch, otherwise your only other option is to get an Ipparchos, probably with a companion cavalry. I think when they will be released, they will be really interesting, this Sacred Band. So something to take into consideration. Now let's talk about the companion cavalry. They have impact 2, okay, that is good. They are medium, so they can capture objectives. 160 points, expensive, but they are good, as we will see. Impact 2 is not crazy. They don't have any brutal impact whatsoever, and they cannot boost it any way that I see, like except if you have some combos around with your force. I'm not sure it's gonna be so great. You do have a special rule called Dread, which means that your opponents, those in contact with you, will not be able to inspire themselves ever, and they cannot benefit from the effect of the inspired special rule. They even say, like, this can be understood in both ways, but from what I understand, even if they have a rule where they always benefit from the inspired, then even this special rule is superseded. That seems quite strong. So they do, even though they are fragile for their point cost, the fact that the opponent cannot inspire ever means that they are quite comfortable being in contact with the enemy. It does mean that they are very, very vulnerable to things like shooting, magic, because they don't care about being inspired or not, and especially like high impact units that have, for example, Aura of Death. I'm thinking about Bone Golems of the Old Dominion, or for example, I played Dweghoms. If I have my Flame Berserks, to which I give like Aura of Death 3, thanks to a little combo, these guys would absolutely not enjoy being move charged by a pack of Flame Berserks. That is for sure. So they need to be used a little bit carefully. Move 8 is still very good, let's not lie. But they don't do all their damage from the charge. So they really want to make a charge, then an attack, to really make use of their 19, and yes, you heard that right, 19 attacks, plus probably the Ipparchos that added another 6 for 25 attacks. That are going to be a Clash 3 for the Companions, Clash 4 for the Ipparchos, so we talked about the Ipparchos already. And yeah, just 19 attacks of Companions at Clash 3. Whew, it's already quite a lot. I told you they're a little bit fragile, indeed. For 160 points, only 4 wounds. They have defense 2, no shield, ouch, and resolve 3. Resolve 3 is fine, but defense 2 without shield, like they can really pop very fast as soon as, I don't know, like even Mercenary Crossbowmen or Dweghom Ballistae or anything shoots at them, and all their defensive rolls just collapse on themselves, and they can die very fast. And when you consider the point cost, they are like a little bit more than 50 per stance, like 53. You are going to want to keep them protected from enemy shooting. The way that I would play them is two ways. Either you keep them on the flanks and you really go hunting for your enemies' weak units where there are some mages or priests. You can make maybe a move charge if you think you can survive the counterattack if they are shooters or something, because they are fast, these guys. Or you just threaten them, and that can work because enemies without good armor value will absolutely not want to be in contact with the Companions and an Ipparchos together. That's just a rain of attack. The other way I would play them is more in the center, actually. And then you're like, why? Because let's remember that the city-states have this funny strategic stack where they can put cards, and basically they can make a double activation if they play their cards right. And there are some units like the hoplites, like you can make some good infantry unit that can fight and then disengage if they're already in contact. So your units of hoplites, let's say, they do attack, they disengage, they move back 3 inches backward, and then sometimes it's hard to make this good city-state combo where you need to have your hoplites fighting, retreating, and then another unit of infantry charge as your second activation and can do even more damage. It's quite hard because you really need to be very predictable with your positioning, because your infantry is usually at 5 inches, plus you don't have such good values of charging. You can do it with your Minotaurs as well, which is something that works, but the Minotaur Therians, for example, they have only moved 6 and they are heavies, so they come later. But of course, this is a good combo that you can make in place. But the Companions are very good for this little combo, because you do that, you have something movement 8 that can even be behind 2 lines of hoplites, not even like really so close, and then you can make a very easy charge even if you're 10 or 12 inches behind. For me, this is the best way to use the Companions. They don't want to be exposed, they want to stay behind your infantry if they're not on the flanks. You attack with your infantry, you pull back with your special ability, and then your Companions, which were in strategic stack, come charge quite easily and do all their tons of attacks. And if you see other ways to play with your Companion Cavalry, let me know. I am very curious to hear what you think about them. Alright, that is going to be it for today. Let me know if this was helpful to you with the comments. It also makes you enter a prize where you have a chance to gain an entire Dystopian Wars battle force, like lots of ships. There are always 2 fleets in play. By the time you watch this video, we probably already switched on the Union and Covenant battle fleets that you can win. And otherwise, let us know if you would like to see some city-states on the channel soon. We are getting the full army painted. Let us know what type of force you want first. Do you want a lot of Minotaurs and some Satyrs and stuff, which are underway? Or should we focus more on big blocks of Thracides and Agemas and maybe some Inquisitors, that kind of thing? Let us know for the City-States Battle Report what you want to see on the channel. Thank you very much, and remember to subscribe if you are not subscribed yet. We're almost at 1,000, and that would be really great if we could break that. Take care of yourself, and until the next video, remember to keep spreading the love all around. Bye!